Hello, me and my team are gonna talk about the similarities and differences between Canada and Mexico. Hope you enjoy. Taboos. Some things that are considered a taboo is making comparisons that emphasizes any inferiority or similarity to the US. Also, talking about religion. Although Canada is a very tolerant country, talking in general about sex and politics will make more than one Canadian uncomfortable. And another taboo is smoking, but this only happens in British Columbia, where there are no places to smoke. Music. The music of Canada isn't specific. It has reflected the multicultural influences that have shaped the country and is a mix of that.
And talking about movies, there is a lot of difference between each other. For example, isn't a serious thing in Mexico to make movies. Meanwhile, in Canada, they take more seriously. Mexico had a gold age of cinema in the movie history, but in Canada never had an important time in the cinema history. Another thing, in Mexico we haven't important people in the national industry or important awards for their work. But in Canada they have various important people to win awards. But too we have some similarities, like each country make movies for the people.
There are some sports that Mexico and Canada have in common. For example, football soccer. Both countries play it very frequently. Another sport is pin bowling. A fact of this sport is that Canada make it. And for last, basketball. Both countries play it, and in all sports mentioned, both countries have a team. In the culture, the Mexican flag is represented by the colors green, white, and red. Also, this flag have an eagle eating a snake in the middle as the symbol. But the Canadian flag is very different. It is red and white in the middle, and is represented by the maple leaf in color red that have in the middle. This flag is called the maple, or in French, la feuille de rap.
But what about the things that the people think and say about each country? There is a lot of difference between what they say about one country and the other. For example, they say that in Mexico we are sexist and rude, but they say that in Canada they are very gentle and respectful. Another difference is that they say Mexico is a desert, meanwhile Canada is full of ice. Another stereotype is that in Mexico we are so weak, but they think that in Canada are very active and good at the sports like hockey. But we coincide in one stereotype, that they say that in Mexico we are so violent and in Canada they are so rude. That is almost the same.
And for last, we already know that Mexico and Canada are very different countries in sports, in music, in culture, but the most important thing is that both are wonderful countries.